You're turning so old. 60 is a very big number. Here, let me try to count to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, that's too big of a number to count to. You're turning so old.
Hey, Dave and Joni, just wanted to say happy birthday. 60 years is a long time, so I just hope we can, all the rest of us live that long. So congratulations on 60 years. Just wanted to tell you guys that I love you and that I'm very grateful for the great examples you have been in my life, Kayla's life, and the boys' life. You know, some of the best experiences I think that I've had, first and foremost in college, you know, going to BYU games with you guys. We could always count on going to a nicer dinner than Kayla and I could ever afford, so that was always fun. Great experiences in the BYU parking lots, trying to figure out the fastest way we could get out of that parking lot, and everybody giving their different ways of doing that. But it's always a blast, and I just appreciate you guys and what you've done for us, and the good example you've set in the gospel for us, and you've really set an example of things that we can do in our own personal lives and our family, of ways that we can progress and try to get closer, you know, to our Heavenly Father. So I'm grateful for you guys, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandma. I love you because we need chocolate jelly beans.
Happy birthday, Mom and Dad. We are so excited that you're turning 60. I can't believe where the year's gone by, but so happy to be celebrating with you guys, and just wanted to tell you how much I love you. I don't know how to say it just super fast, but just how much you guys mean to me and for everything that you have done for me over the years. I feel like you guys have always pushed us kids to do our best and be the best version of ourselves, and I'm so grateful for that. I feel like you guys always inspired me to do my dreams and to fulfill my dreams, and you guys were there cheering me on every step of the way. I'm so thankful for the testimony that you guys helped me build and teaching me how to have a family. So I was thinking of a memory growing up, and just some of the things that came to my mind were skiing in Park City as a family, at Deer Valley, making sure we eat turkey chili. Obviously summers on Lake Powell, like my favorite place in the world. So I'm so glad that we still do that. But one of the things too that always makes me laugh is I was thinking back when you took Kayla and Jamie and I to Maui. I love that we always went to, pretty much got hula pie every single night. So I'm so glad that our family loves to eat good food. And that's one thing that I really love and appreciate. Love you guys. Happy birthday.
Trey, what do you think about Grandpa? What do you think about Grandma?
Hi, Dave and Joni. Sorry we couldn't be here tonight, but wanted to just make a short video sharing some of my memories of day. Remember sitting listening to your band, Union Blue, practice in the basement of the house when you got your Trans Am, the gold Trans Am with the T-tops. Thought that was about the coolest thing in the world. And just having a lot of good times. And I appreciate your example and serving a mission and the precedent that, or the example that set in our family. And for all the influence you've had on us as we've grown up. You guys are great. I hope you have a great, happy birthday. We love you and appreciate everything.
When Jamie contacted me to think of memories or stories about Joni, the first thing I thought of was an incident that happened when we lived in Elko, Nevada. Joni and I shared a bedroom. It was just big enough for 2 twin beds and a dresser. It was a really cute bedroom. Mom had decorated it in white, black, and red. The red part was our really bright shag carpet. Joni had a friend over one day, and they were in our bedroom. Joni proved to be a bit of a pyromaniac. Joni thought it would be fun to light a piece of paper on fire and then hurry and put it in a cup of water. As I watched, she tried to do this, but the burning paper fell on the carpet. I think I was the one who stomped on it to put it out, but the damage had already been done. We had a black hole in our red shag carpet. I'm pretty sure she got into trouble for that one. I just want to wish both Dave and Joni a very happy birthday and welcome to the 60s.
Hey Ella, do you know how old Grandpa's going to be? Do you want to guess?
No.
Come on, make a guess. How old do you think he is?
18.
18?
Yeah.
How old is Grandma?
17.
17. How old is your mom?
17?
17. I'm the same age as Grandma.
Yeah. Same age.
What do you like about Grandpa?
That he plays games with me.
What games does he play with you?
Sleeping Queens and Uno.
What do you like about Grandma?
That she's awesome.
All right. Is there anything you want to tell them? You say, I love you.
I love you. Have an awesome day.
Happy birthday. We love you. We're grateful for your testimony and examples to us.
Hello, Dave and Joni, and happy birthday. I want to let you know how much Chris and I love you and appreciate you and have enjoyed living next to you down here in Las Vegas for all these years, period. Oh, I guess that period was just a habit when I'm sending a message by text. I just wanted to share a story about Dave when we were kids. We lived in a home in Riviera, in a circle, and all of our bedrooms were down in the basement. And Dave was 5 years older than me and 4 years older than Dan, and quite a bit older than the rest of the family. And so he was kind of the king down in the basement. Well, Dave and I both shared a love for music. Well, so Dave had a real great stereo system. And in his room, he had a reel-to-reel, which not very many people had. He had an 8-track player. Later on, he got a cassette player, and he had actually a phonograph, as most stereos had. And so he pretty much had everything there was to have, and he also had a lot of great music. He knew how much I loved his music. And when he went on his mission, he boxed all of his albums and his 8 tracks and cassettes and everything up in a big box, and he taped it shut. He put it in the storage room. And on the tape, he wrote the following. He wrote, "Warning, man-eating butterflies inside. Open at peril of your life." And if that didn't scare me enough, he went on to say, "This means you, Doug." You know, I don't think I took any of his music out the entire 2 years he was gone on his mission. And that tape was still in place when he came home. But I missed that great music for 2 years. So anyway, just a little story about Dave. Again, great big brother, and always has been a great big brother. I love you, Dave, and wish you weren't getting so old. Have a great birthday party. You too, Joni. See you guys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Grandma, Grandpa. I love you so much.
Joni is such a delightful little girl. She has brought so much happiness to us in our lives. She's just a ray of sunshine. Whenever she enters a room, she's just full of enthusiasm, and we have just loved having her as one of our children. And we especially want her to know that and to remember that she's loved very much by both of us.
Moved from Murray, Utah to Idaho Falls in 1963. When we went to the church, we found out that Dave's family lived in the same ward as we did. And they happened to be they happened to be about the same age, and so at the time of baptism, they were baptized the same time and the same day in the same ward.
They were neighborhood friends. They played together a lot and knew each other that way as well as through the church.
Yeah.
We were transferred to Elko, Nevada in 1968, and we lived there for nearly 10 years, which is a long time. That was a good period of time when the kids remember as their growing up years. Joni played the clarinet, and she did very well with it. She played on a women's softball team, and she did a lot of running. She became a fast runner, and she ran on the high school team, winning many medals and many acclamations from her family. One of the lighter things that happened that I remembered was Joni participated in the school play. The name of the play was called The Importance of Being Earnest, and Joni was, and they had a riser where the play was taking place. And Joni was sitting in a chair right at the edge of the riser, giving her part of the play. And lo and behold, the chair tipped off and went off the riser, and Joni went with it. So we were very, very worried in the audience, hoping that Joni hadn't been hurt. But she just stood up, brushed herself off, put the chair back, sat in the chair, and just continued on with her speech. And so I think that was proof of Joni's upbeat personality, of the kind of person that she was.
While she was at BYU, she ran into Dave down there at school, and they got together and started dating. And a short time later, Joni brought Dave up to Idaho Falls to revisit Anna Ray and I. And after, you all know what the rest of the story is. They got married on May 5th, 1979 in the Idaho Falls Temple. And they've had a wonderful family, and we've had a wonderful time with them, and we love them all. Happy 60th birthday to our wonderful Joni and our wonderful Dave.
Hello, Grandma and Grandpa, and happy birthday. Thank you for taking me to Disneyland all those times. And thank you for letting us play at your house for Christmas. And during the summer when we get to swim at your pool. Bye, Grandma and Grandpa, and happy birthday. I love you.
Birthday, Mom and Dad, we love you, and we wanted to let you know how much you guys mean to us, and we're happy that we're able to celebrate this day with you.
Happy birthday, Dave and Joni. So grateful for this opportunity we have to celebrate two wonderful people's birthday on the exact same day. I think that's so special. I know the first time that I really began to know that I needed to respect you guys was before I even knew you, and it's when I was falling in love with Jamie, and I knew that there was a remarkable parents behind Jamie, and that's proven to be correct every day since then. So thank you for being tremendous parents. Both of you embody characteristics that I so desire in my life. From Joni being so detail-oriented, being so selfless, making sure that there's heated seat pads for everybody at BYU football games and ponchos to stay out of the rain. I just always grateful for the thought that goes before the action. And for Dave for always making sure that the family gets together and has a good, enjoyable time. And from learning the life lessons that you both embody and that you've lived throughout your life. So grateful for who you are as people, for the testimonies you have, and for the examples you are to each of us. Happy birthday.
What are my memories of Dave and Joni? They'll probably remember that I was probably the brother that kind of frustrated them on the night of their reception. As I got access to the key, that then got access to the car that had all their clothes in the car, I gave that key to, I believe, Uncle Wayne, And I don't believe Dave was too happy with me that night. So, yeah, I think he was pretty upset. But after that, our relationship was fine. I've had great experience with Dave and Joni over the years. To me, they're both an example of both being dedicated, hardworking. The church and family are, of course, very important to them. And for me, that's probably the most important thing about them both that I respect. As a missionary, I was in the MTC, and we all had the opportunity to go to listen to a general authority. And the general authority that came and spoke when I was in the MTC was Elder Harbertson, who had been Dave's mission president, of course. And I had an opportunity to go up and shake Elder Harbertson's hand after his talk. And I mentioned that, he might know my brother Dave. And of course, he told, of course I know Dave. He then told me, Elder, if you're ever half the missionary your brother was, then you'll probably be one of the best missionaries that I ever had the experience of working with as a full-time missionary. So, of course, I knew at that time that Dave had been a great missionary. These are just some of my memories of Dave and Joni. Once again, they just are both great people, and I'm happy that they have reached the ripe old age of 20, and I hope the next 20 years bring happiness into their life.
Hey, Colton, tell me what you love about Grandma and Grandpa.
Go to Disneyland.
What else?
Play toys at her house.
Yep.
Yeah.
What? Do you know what's coming up?
Go to Mexico.
No. Are Grandma and Grandpa having a birthday?
Yeah.
How old are they turning?
I'm 16.
16. You got it. Colton, can you tell Grandma and Grandpa happy birthday?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma and Grandpa. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dave and Joni. 60 years on this earth. You guys are awesome. We were asked to give a little speech here. We're not doing such a good job. Anyway, we just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, and a couple things I remember from growing up with you, Joni. I always remembered your track and field and how great you were. In fact, I don't know if you knew this, but I went back to Elko for I think it was a 25-year reunion, and some of your state records are still posted on the board there. So I just remember you being awesome in track, and then also our experience with band. I think it was the band leader was Scheme, and just how great you were. You were always first chair clarinet, and always trying to follow your example, and it was really good. And then of course there's BYU. And I remember you dating like an Osmond, and then all of a sudden there was this Dave Robison guy, and he took over for the Osmond. I mean, that's like something. Dave, you must have something really good going on. Anyway, just a couple quick things there. We love you guys. What do you want to say?
I want to say thank you for being always so kind and gracious. We love you a lot. And we just want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dave and Joni. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We're so happy to celebrate with you. So thankful to be part of your family. You've raised such amazing children. I'm the benefactor of a great wife. It's a product of your parenting and your wisdom. Thank you so much for all that you have done for our family over the years. You've always been there for us. Joni, you've always been here to help out. You're always thinking about our family, thinking about me with all the rolls you make on those great dinners. You never count how many I eat. I really appreciate that. I love how passionate you are about sports, about life, about your family. That's a huge bonus because Melissa loves to watch sports with me. Not too many guys can say that, but I love you so much. You're a wonderful, wonderful mother and grandmother. Thank you so much. Dave, I love being around you. It's great seeing you every time. You're always so generous to our family. The great trips we've been on together, and this last year in London and Paris, I'll always remember those times together. I always remember the first time I went to your house. I asked you if I could marry Melissa. I was super nervous. You were really kind to me. And I always remember that. I always remember the time that you, a few years ago, when you came down in a few hours to ordain me a high priest. And that was really special for me. And thank you for your preparation. And thank you for all you've done for our family. Like I said, we love you so much. And it's wonderful to be a part celebrating with you. We love you guys. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandma and Grandpa Robinson. I love you because you are special to me.
Happy birthday, Dave and Joni. What awesome kids you guys have that are throwing this big birthday party for the both of you. We were all asked to share a memory that we have of our sibling. And since Dave and I are 15 years apart, my first memory is when I was 6 years old and I was in the Salt Lake City airport as Dave came home from his mission. So most of my memories are with Dave and Joni together. My first memory with Joni is when Dave brought her home to meet the family for the first time. Joni's going to remember this memory. I was an annoying 7-year-old and I proceeded to go around the house and gather flies, and I pulled the wings off the flies, and so they wouldn't crawl away, I put them all in a cup. And when I gathered about 10 to 12 of them and I had all their wings off, I went out and threw them on Joni. And it's not that I didn't like Joni, because I loved Joni. I was just an annoying 7-year-old. Another memory that I remember was when it was on a Mother's Day. And I remember opening the front door on Mother's Day and seeing Dave and Joni and little Nikki. And how excited Grandma was that Dave and Joni would come up and surprise her for Mother's Day. So those are some of the great memories that I have when I was younger with Dave and Joni. But what I probably learned from all those memories from Dave is the dedication that he has to the church and the testimony that he has, because I was able to witness him coming home from his mission. I was also able to learn from Dave the love that he has for his mom and dad and his family, all of his family in general, because he was willing to come up and surprise his mom on Mother's Day. So I'm so grateful that Dave is my brother, and I couldn't have asked for a better example, because he has been awesome. Even though I don't remember years of him living at home, he still has been a great example in my life, and Joni as well. I love you guys both, and happy 60th.
Hi Mom and Dad, happy birthday. I think you guys have done so much for me. I don't even know how I could sum it up in just a little moment, but you've taught me so much, and you've encouraged me and inspired me to do my best, and you were patient with maybe when I was learning and still trying to grow, and patient in my weaknesses. And I'm grateful for all that you've done for me. I'm grateful for the example that you are to me, for always trying to work hard, and for trying to do things together as a family. I think you are a great example of putting family first, even above BYU games. Anyways, I was thinking about a favorite memory that I have, and I think when we went to New York that one year for Thanksgiving, and it was before anybody else had married into the family except for Rick. So Rick and I were there, and then the other siblings, and I remember we had a great time going to a different place, and every night Dad wanted to get cheesecake, and it was always this huge slice of cheesecake, but we just had so much fun, and I remember that being one of my favorite memories with you. Anyways, I love you, and happy birthday.
Matthew is wishing
Grandma and Grandpa, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, David and Joni. I'm here to tell you a little bit about David when he was growing up. David was born in Washington, D.C., and when he was born, he came with a happy spirit. He was a good baby, and he was wonderful to raise because he always demonstrated throughout his life a positive attitude in everything he did. Even when things went bad, you could always count on Dave to look for the silver lining and point that out. And that's always been a blessing in all of our lives. Oh, there's so many stories I could tell. But I wanted to tell you one when he was just a little boy. We were at my mother's house in Idaho Falls and in the kitchen, and somehow something caught on fire on the stove. And of course, we thankfully got it put out all right. But in doing that, it left a lot of black soot in the air. And David said, watch that come down with wide eyes. And he said, oh, Mommy, look, watch the little fire raindrops come parachuting down. There again, he took could have been maybe a disaster, and it was wonderment to him. When David received his mission call to the California Fresno Mission, of course he was excited. And he went back to Provo after he had opened it that weekend. A couple weeks later, we got a call from him, and he said he wanted to come home for a weekend to have a priesthood blessing because he wanted to be able to experience fasting. Now, he hadn't been able to do that because of his diabetes, but he knew that he had the faith. He knew that if he came home and got the blessing, that he'd be all right. He could do it. He came home for the weekend, and on Sunday, Rob gave him a beautiful blessing and actually was prompted to tell him that he would be able to fast without it affecting his health. David started his fast with the blessing. He called us Monday evening, and he said he was doing fine and that he was going to continue fasting into Tuesday. Well, on Tuesday evening, he called and he said, I'm still doing fine. When I was walking across the campus today, I felt like I was walking a foot above the ground. It was so special. And then he announced that he was going to continue his fast on into Wednesday, which he did. Rob and I were totally amazed at his faith. He broke his fast on Wednesday night. What a beautiful experience it had been. He was also told in the blessing Rob gave him that his diabetes would stop progressing, and he's been very blessed all these years with good health in all 60 years that he's lived. And when David brought Joni home to meet us, when they were getting serious in the relationship, we were driving up to the cabin when Joni looked out at and saw a cow in the pasture standing on another cow. And she said, oh, look, David, look, those cows should be in the circus. That's always been a family joke. She was the city girl marrying the country boy. We've always loved you, Joni. And you and David have produced a beautiful, beautiful family. I'm so grateful for your love and for your sweetness, and thank you so much for what you've done for me, especially since Rob died, and what you did for us before he died. Love you all. Bye.
Tell me, what's something that you like about Grandpa?
That he's so nice. He said he likes to play games with me.
What kind of games do you play with him?
I sometimes play Go Fish.
Oh, okay. What do you like about Grandma?
That she's really good at doing hair.
She is really good at doing hair. Is there something you want to tell them?
I love you.
Happy birthday, Mom and Dad. I hope you guys have
enjoyed this video, and it's been fun for us to reflect on our memories of you guys and how much we appreciate and love you guys. And I'm grateful for all of the opportunities you've given us as kids, and I appreciate that you guys have always put family first, and that you've given us plenty of opportunities to travel and explore different cultures than what we were raised with. And I really hope that I can raise my kids and have a righteous family like you guys did with us, and always to make family the priority. And I love you guys, and I appreciate everything you do for us. So I hope you have a happy 60th birthday, and we love you.
Well, Joni and Dave, happy 60th birthdays. It's my pleasure to just remember a few things from our youth for this event tonight. I remember in Elko, Joni always took an interest in helping me kind of make sure my hair was combed right, and trying to make me look as good as I could. This was more towards my junior high days and so forth, and always took an interest in kind of helping me with my look, I suppose. And she was probably the main reason why I think I got a perm. And here's a picture of me with the perm. And so I think Joni is very responsible for this. As you can see, things have changed in the last 40 plus years. I have a memory of when Joni turned 18. I think at the time I was probably about 10, and went off to college with Terry in the yellow Pinto, which ultimately became my first car. But I remember feeling very sad when Joni went off to college, and it was just Brian and I left at home at that point. As for Dave, I can tell you that I think Dave was by far the coolest boyfriend that Joni ever had. In Idaho Falls, when I was, I think, 15, Dave was driving a Trans Am, and this was a very popular car back then. It was a few years after the Smokey and the Bandit movie had come out, and I don't remember if I asked or if Dave just volunteered. But anyway, he let me take that Trans Am on my first official school dance, and I got it all cleaned up, and I think I waxed it, and we had a great time that night driving around in the Trans Am, and Dave made me feel like $1 million that night. I'll just close with a memory of us in Austin, Texas, and it was when BYU went down to play the Texas Longhorns, and BYU beat them pretty good that day. And after the game, Joni and Dave and Brian and I went out and celebrated by getting a Frosty at Wendy's. We were partying that night. So anyway, love you guys. Happy to participate in this event with you tonight, and wish you all the best over the coming years as you go from 60 to 70 to, I don't know, what, 120? Who knows? So anyway, love you guys, and we'll close it with that.
Happy birthday, Grandma, Grandpa Woody. I love you.
All right, happy birthday, Dave and Joni. I just wanted to say I love you both. I think you guys are great in-laws. I have so many great memories. I remember the Olympic closing ceremony, going skiing with you guys, going to Italy, going on cruises, so many fun vacations and memories. Joni coming out and helping us with our kids as we've had kids. You guys have always been an excellent support to us, and just a great example. I feel like the luckiest guy ever, since I have such an awesome family, and I just hope to follow your example in raising my family, and just love you both. Happy birthday.
Bridget, how old is Grandma?
He's 3 years old.
Grandma's 3 years old?
Yeah.
How old is Grandpa?
He's 3 years old too.
He's 3 years old too?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 3 years old too.
So Grandma and Grandpa are the same age as you? Yeah.
Say Grandma, Grandpa, I love you.
I always wanted to be like Dave. He was always doing things, had a bunch of friends, and was probably that pesty younger brother that he wanted to get rid of, but yet he was always good to me. And our backyard was up against a potato field, and about quarter mile away or less there was a spud cellar that as kids we would go out and try and sneak into, make sure that the farmer didn't see us, and we'd sneak down into the hole on the side. And of course Dave and Bill took great pleasure on telling us scary stories and then crawling back out and leaving us stuck down inside the cellar for a while till we could figure out how to get up, because we were quite a bit shorter than they were. They would also get us to climb up on the haystack and then pull the lower bales away and try and figure out how to get out of there. Another memory I have of Dave was going to see Jaws, and I was 13 at the time, I think, and boy, when I came away from that, I was scared. I was certain that Jaws was going to come and snap me up in the middle of the night, but Dave was kind enough. He said, "Dan, I asked him if I could sleep in his room that night, and he let me sleep in his room that night and was really considerate that way. He was always busy with friends, but seemed to have time for the needs of us kids, younger brothers, when we really needed it. After they were married, he did all sorts of things to make money. It was interesting that he and Joni spent one summer collecting worms at night, and I always thought it was amazing how Joni was right in there with Dave. She was one of the best worm pickers there, and of course they used Doug and I and a few of the younger brothers once in a while to help pick up the worms as well. But one thing I want to say about Dave, those are just some of the early stories that maybe go back before what some of might be shared about him. There's a lot more stories, but Dave has been there consistently for me during the highs and lows of this divorce, and more so than anyone except for Mom and out of the family, and I really appreciate that. Dave, you're a good man. Love you. Happy 60th, and hope you and Joni enjoy your time, as you watch your kids and grandkids grow up. Love you.
Hey Mom and Dad, just wanted to wish you guys a happy 60th birthday. I hope you've enjoyed this evening and this chance that we all have to celebrate you and to remember the wonderful lives that you guys have lived. I was just thinking about some of my memories of you guys growing up. I was thinking about the time that I refused to go to the movie theater with you guys in middle school because I was just a little bit too cool to be seen with my parents. I'm sorry about that. I promise I would go to the movies with you any day now. You guys really have become some of my best friends, and I appreciate that so much. I thought about Dad when he got really creative with his punishments for me, and how he would make me write essays based on why I made the mistake that I did, and have me write a 100-page essay about how I'm going to improve. So even though I thought it was kind of silly at the time, I appreciate you trying to really help me improve in my life and be better. And for Mom, for after my accident, how you were willing to drive all the way up to Idaho all night long. You left at 8 o'clock at night and got here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and truly after that accident you were the person I needed. You've always been that comfort and that nurturer to me, and I'm so grateful. So just wanted to wish you guys happy birthday and let you know how much I love you, and hope you have had a great day.